You're listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. Powered by BathTubGuys Refinishing. We discuss the refinishing industry, interview owners and operators, and give tips to business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, here's your host, Daniel Montalvo.
All right, we're back with Jack and Carlos.
Yo.
Going to continue the conversation, talking about some cool stuff. So we were talking about financial advisor, and we wanted to know some more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to a networking event about 2 weeks ago, and met a lot of real estate agents, and I seen this 20-year-old kid wearing a oversized button-up blue shirt. Shouldn't have been there, it looked like. I went and approached him, very approachable kid though, very nice. I was like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, I'm about to graduate tomorrow. My dad's wanting me to come out and meet some people and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. Told him what I did, gave him my card. Well, about a week later, I get a phone call, and it's this same kid. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know I graduated, and I was curious if you'd be my first customer. And I said, yeah, that's no problem. Let's do it. He's like, do you want to make an appointment so we could talk about what you're selling? He's like, yeah. So make an appointment with him and his dad. It's his dad's company. He's been doing it for about 20 years. And they have over $50 million in revenue.
Holy shit.
From the beginning of it. So I'm like, okay, so there's money in it. So let me see. It's called a holistic financial advisor. What it does is it looks at your entire life and everything that you're bringing to the table when it comes to your business, your morale, what is your debts, everything, like even relationship. It's almost like a personalized life coach to make your life better in every way, shape, and form.
It sounds great.
Yeah, it's amazing. So basically what he brought to me is like, so $2,000 for the year. It's going to pay for itself first year, basically, because it's going to be, not only is it a write-off, it's for your business. Mm-hmm. But he's going to help give you tax incentives. So like what your tax person doesn't tell you, he'll be able to tell you. So prepare you before you talk to your tax lady. Mm-hmm. So things like that. He's going to go over all tools, parts, materials, how to expand my business. I want 2 employees in the next year personally, and I think that's very possible with the amount of capital I've brought in. So
I think so too.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and run with it, and this guy's basically all on board with it. He made me a paper chart basically stating how much tools I'm going to have to buy in the next year, and it's costly. I'm going to have to get 2 cheap trucks probably. I'm going to talk to you guys later about that. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I'm excited. It's an avenue I just took, so we'll see what goes.
Tell Carlos how much you did in revenue last year.
Last year I did almost $175,000 last year.
As a one-man show.
As a one-man show, perfect.
This year I'm projecting 220 plus. So.
I'm telling you, bro, all these, it's possible, bro. It's just a fucking
countertops.
Getting it.
So I've done more countertops than I've done tubs this past year, yeah.
Damn,
so,
okay.
Yep, I think you make the product that we're selling, it's more of like the polyurethane top coat.
Absolutely.
Right, so you can't really scream epoxy, but we do have epoxy in it. It's the primer.
Yes.
So the way you're marketing it is you're letting people know that there is an epoxy product that comes here, and it gives you what comes with the gloss finish. When I sell it, I'm like, this durability, you can do this stuff on garage floors. And that's kind of how I tell them how durable it is. Exactly. Oh, you can drive a car on it? Yeah. So I'm going to put it on your counter. Round off the edges to make it seamless, make it flat, make it
By
smooth.
the way, I was looking at your stuff and I'm like, yes, you do that. I do that as well. And a lot of people that do countertops don't round off your edges. That's where it starts to chip.
Yep.
Yeah, and also if the countertop is old and you could see the lamination in the corner, it'll eventually get water in there and it starts to get engorged with time.
So he's smart because he rounds it off, and by rounding it off and then coating it, it's sealed, and then clear coating it, it's even more sealed, and it looks better. I did it to this. This is for mica counters.
Yep. And the one thing that you'll find though is sometimes you'll see like cracks inside the rounding it off because that's where the laminate's breaking or where it's attaching. Mm-hmm. What I've noticed is I'll do that, and I'll even make it even deeper to where it becomes even more porous.
Yes.
And I'll bondo it, and then I'll put like some thin bondo, like a thinner bondo to cover that.
Yep.
And it's butter, man. It's amazing.
Do you use a router or do you use it with a sander?
So it depends. If it's a pure laminate, brand new laminate, I'll use a router. I'll use a quarter.
Yep.
Yep. Quarter. I'll eat that away. Then I'll hand sand it with 80, hand sand it with 220.
Yep.
And
then it's smooth butter.
Smooth butter, good to go.
Yeah, I love doing that too. And that's something that I started doing a while back ago because I noticed nobody was doing that back then. And I noticed, because I've been doing this that long, the callbacks. The callbacks with water would, like he said, water would seep through because it's one piece of laminate. Yeah, they're very, very, very close.
It's like a grout line.
But it's like a grout line. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. And it doesn't matter how small it is, water gets through it. Water will find its freaking way, and then it ruins it, and then you get a callback, then you got to fix it. And blending multi-spec is not easy. It's not like a tub. It's like a single color and stuff. Like I've blended multi-spec on like issues and stuff, and you almost always got to do a whole section. It's almost like doing a whole section when you're doing blending. But yeah, that's awesome. I noticed that you do that, and I freaking love it. So
thanks, man. Yeah, the before and afters is really setting it because if my pricing is the way it is, the only way I'm going to get away with that is a before and after that makes it look like it's worth that much money.
It's the branding, and one of the things like a lot of people don't understand is, bro, as important as doing the job being a professional is inherent, right? Like no one wants to hire someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Some of the people in these groups, they like to pretend like the quality is the only thing that matters. And I've said this a million times from like day one of doing this podcast. If you spray the prettiest tub in the world and nobody knows about it, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It is, bro, the perception of your brand is as important, if not more important, than the actual fucking work. Because that's how, look at companies with inconsistencies. We know about them and they're busy. Like, let's be real, guys. Like, the perception speaks to the customer before they even experience the job. So you got to make sure your social medias are on point, your reviews are on point, your site's looking fire, and that you're posting consistently. That's where a lot of people drop the ball.
What I do, and this is what I feel like takes me away from a lot of other companies, is it's just me. Mm-hmm. But I'm so passionate about this. I not only post this to my business, but I'll post it on my personal, my stories.
Perfect. I just started doing this because,
always tell the customer too, and this is how I get good sales. Like, oh my God, this is like a brown Formica. The before and afters on this are going to be beautiful.
Yep.
Right. And I explain that to them. Oh, now I'm excited. Oh, I would like to use this as an ad. I'll give you this incentive if you let me do this.
My brother.
Things like that.
That's
and so
exactly what
when I bring the excitement to them, now I'm pumping them up. Now let's talk some colors.
You're painting the picture.
Color? They can't wait till you're done now. They want to see it.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yep. And then I get excited because, I can't wait to work on this.
But I could tell just by what you're saying that you're good at sales.
Yeah.
Because one of the most important things, aside from obviously, this is what I always come at it from the angle of the customer, right? The customer, you can tell them that you're putting polyurethane in your asset. They don't give a fuck. They give a fuck about the outcome. When you paint the picture for them, it's hard for them to even think about the next guy.
Yeah.
If you do it effectively, and they'll go with you. Price is secondary at that point. And that's what you want.
Absolutely. And I think it was you that was talking about this in the last podcast was if they want a cheaper price, would you be like, okay, that's fine, but we'll give me a positive review?
Always.
I'm going to do that. That's
always. I promise
amazing.
You, because you know what? They just got what they want, and they just realized, that's it? That's all I have to do? They're excited.
Yep.
They're excited. Right now,
because you're not just cheapening your product. Because it would suck. You're like, okay, I'll take $50 off. If you do that, well, what is it really worth?
It's tit for tat at that point. It's like, I'm willing to help you out, but are you going to help me out?
Absolutely.
And the way when you paint it like that, dude, they're willing. They're more than willing. I'm in a cabinet job. I'm on a third estimate right now from the first cabinet job I did this month, which he also same exact scenario. I told him straight up, I can absolutely do that. I need you to please, I'm going to make a post for you, and I need you to post it on your personal. I need you to go to my Instagram, my Google, and my Facebook, and I need you to leave a good review.
Yep.
Because he did that, I got the estimate on those doors that you saw outside. That I got from him. I gave him $100 because I'd rather pay my client than pay some lead generating company $100 that he's charging me and 5 other dudes around me. I'd rather give it to my client. And when I tell that to my client, dude, they're like, I'm gonna post it all the time. I've had clients pay off their jobs. I've literally had clients pay off their jobs because they're like, oh, Carlos, I just sent you another one. And I'm like, perfect. The second they say yes, you already know I'm going to sell you.
I've had a client basically give me so much work, and then I did a job for them for free.
Yep,
so,
exactly.
That helps them out. What you just described is in a book called $100 Million Leads, the Alex Hormozy book. You know Alex Hormozy?
I need to read this book.
Yeah, I follow him.
I need to read this book.
So he literally says, like, one of the most effective strategies is like, look, I could do this for cheaper or for free or whatever, but you need to send me this many referrals.
Yep.
And because social proof is so important, but when it comes from somebody you know, you also take that with a grain of salt even further.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's like one of the things in that book that he does so fucking effectively is that he'll get a lead, and even if he doesn't close them, he's like, look, I'm willing to do it for free, but you got to send me 5 people who you think this would provide value to.
Yeah, you basically he's hiring his clientele.
Your clients
to advertise
basically.
Your clients became your employees at that point.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And
Literally.
that's some smart shit. That's like some 5-head shit that even it's above me. But
Oh yeah,
Dude, and the thing is, they do the work for you at that point in time.
Yep.
So they're not having to worry, because some clients don't care when you tell them, hey, word of mouth, please. But when you are giving them the incentive behind that, it becomes a mission to them.
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely.
So, like, I'm in the middle of the first the first cabinet job of my year. I'm already on a 3rd estimate from that guy because I did it, or he posted it. Someone came my way. I gave him $100. I'm with this other client now, and before I've even done her job, I just have her doors. I haven't even touched her house yet. I'm going to start on Monday. She's already sent me her friend.
Yep.
And I'm already giving estimates.
Yep. The more rapport you build with these customers, the more they're going to like you.
Yeah,
And that's
you got to get up
how
close
it
and
is.
personal, man. Like they don't like the sleazy salesman, but they like the person that cares.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
if you talk to them like you do care, because you do, obviously. When you're your own company, you're not in it for. I mean, obviously, there's people that are in it to fuck people over, but they can sense this person truly likes what they do. And then you add that with your social media. Dude, I sent all of my potential clients, I'm like, please check out my Instagram, please check out my Facebook, please check out my website, and please let me know what you think. And I always get I just saw this video, I really like that.
the customer that you guys did the tub and towel for, the one that Seth was there until like God knows how long,
Which one?
the last one from Thursday,
Okay.
she followed us on Instagram. That's how she found out about us.
Nice.
She lives in California. Guess what? She has a fucking vacation
Oh
rental
my
house over here.
That's hilarious.
That's the power of social media.
That's
the power of social media.
It would have never happened like that before. It would have never happened like that before.
But nowadays, the world is different, bro. And there are so many people who are anti.
It's the old guys.
Yeah,
it's the old timers.
they're anti this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they know the thing. They think that if they tell you, even though you're 20 states down the fucking road, or you could just Google it, they think that that's going to be the end of their business. There's also the other side of it where, like, they don't want to, like, meet people and have those conversations and build relationships. And it's like, well, that's, first of all, relationship building is how reoccurrence happens.
Exactly.
Like, especially with these flippers. I hear, we see people complain all the time in the groups. Oh, house flippers only want everything cheap. Maybe your house flippers. Like, but how about you stop going with the fucking crackhead house flipper and seek out the ones who are doing multi-million-dollar houses?
Yep.
And
because those exist and those care about quality.
but they also want a relationship. They want to be able to trust, like, hey, I have my tub guy and I know what he's about. I know what to expect. I know a range of where they are on price. Like, and he's not just some crabby old fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of these guys need to get out of this fucking, like, it's just me mindset too. Even if it's just gonna be you, the prospect doesn't like that. I'm sorry, bro, but, like, long term, the more higher end you get, the more busy you get, it's kind of a turnoff for them to be like, this person's doing everything by themselves. Maybe there's a reason for that.
Yep.
Like, it happens, bro. Perception is everything, like we were talking about. And some guys, like, if you're going to name your company Carlos's Refinishing, okay, it makes sense. But if you're A King's Renovation, you're trying to make a fucking brand, and you get called out for something, and you're like, oh, well, I'm 3 months booked. You might feel like a hotshot, and they're saying that's fucking cringe.
That's a douche.
Yeah,
like,
they're
you're
saying
a douchebag at that point.
Yeah, they're saying, like, they're thinking this is fucking cringe as fuck. Like, it's just you're booked 3 months in advance. Fine, okay, I guess. But, like, it's just, like, we should all be working towards something bigger.
Yep.
And for those guys who like that kind of life, that's fine. But I think, personally, this is my opinion, and this might offend people. I think a lot of people are too insecure about their ability to go to the next level, and they pretend like they don't want to be in the next level, but it really is stemming from insecurity.
Yeah, and going to that next level is creating a better version of yourself. The only way you're going to do that. So Jim Rohn is my favorite philosopher, and basically he says, make your goal to be making $1 million by a certain age. And it's not to make $1 million and have $1 million. It's to what it becomes, what kind of person you become to make $1 million.
The road on the way.
Right. And that's basically how you're going to generate a successful life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you don't have to necessarily make the $1 million. You can make 500,000 and still be fine.
Yeah.
But it's the whole road. It's the process. It's literally like, and it doesn't matter about tub refinishing. This should be added into everyone's personal life and everything that you do. Like I'm married, 11 years. I got 4 daughters, bro.
Good for you.
Thank you, brother. 4 girls.
Congratulations. I think.
I got shotguns and guns, so that's all good. Bro, my journey in the last couple of years, and he'll tell you because I've been close to this fucking guy. I call him crying sometimes. My whole thing has been like, I need a better life. I need to give these kids and my wife a better life. And that's been the goal. And ever since my mentality has shifted into that, things are just falling in place.
And when it started, like it started with him saying these things in passing and me sitting down and talking to him, bro.
Yep.
Cause look, bro, I'm 25. I just made the shit happen though. Like I missed out on trips with friends and living that kind of fucking lifestyle to be where I am now. And like when I see someone like him who's so talented, I just I would tell him, he would be like, yo, can you sub me some more work? It's a little light. I'm like, bro, Carlos, you shouldn't be relying on me for work. Like you should be taking this fucking opportunity to this time next year be doing your own shit. You have kids, bro. I was like, I could sub you work until the end of eternity, but you got 4 daughters, bro. There's a responsibility there to fucking want more and get more.
Oh, yeah.
And slowly but surely, it started turning him around, bro. Now, I noticed the difference when, he was going from not posting on social media or nothing to, he'll start posting his gym working out shit. He's more positive on the job site when I'm sending him. Then he's, going out and doing stand-up comedy and shit, getting out of his fucking shell, pushing himself, and regardless, bro, these are all exercises that help. Even though you love stand-up, that's going to make you so much more comfortable around a client, on the phone,
Oh, yeah.
your
Absolutely.
communication skills,
Absolutely.
because those things are hard to do. That's nerve-wracking shit. But it also helps you deal with pressure differently.
Yes.
As men, bro, we don't have a lot of fucking
Outlets.
yeah, bro,
Yeah.
because a fucking female doesn't understand what we go through, bro. They think they do, but they don't. Bro, Crystal asked me what I want, boy or girl, and I was like, I'd rather have a girl. You know why, bro? Because bringing a man into this world is fucking hard. Because motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you or your feelings,
Yes.
bro. We got to do shit for ourselves. No one does it for us.
Yep.
So that's the type of shit I was telling him, and he's turned it around, man. And it's
I was in a rut mentally.
yeah,
I
bro.
was in a rut mentally.
and it happens.
By the way, it had everything to do with what he just said. We're men. We're meant to be alone. No one's meant to help us. And then you add that with, I'm a little bit of the older guys, just like those older guys that we were just talking about. Where
You had some of those same anxieties.
I had those same exact things. And it really does have a lot to do with the environment. That's all the guys I used to work around. All those same mentality, the over criticizers but aren't doing anything themselves and stuff like that. The guys that are clearly talented but lack fundamental social communication with a client, or how to turn a problem into a solution.
Yep,
That's what a lot of these dudes that are sitting on our that are talking hate on us. It's like, well, dude, what are you doing besides sitting on your keyboard and criticizing us? Are you also, please show me your ways. I'd love to learn. I'm a sponge right now.
Yeah.
Show me your way. I'd love to know where I'm fucking up so that I can correct it. Can you please do this for me? And a lot of people just stay quiet.
Yep.
It's like, you got to kill them with kindness.
Yeah, because if you think about it, everything makes sense. If you have 2 people that own a business, right, and they're going to challenge each other, this person's going to be better at something than this person's going to be. This person's going to be better at something than this person's going to be. Now, if they were to just combine that, now they're both perfected both of those areas in their life that they were lacking, and they can build each other up.
Did you hear about the Lamborghini and Ferrari situation? Okay, this is how Lamborghini came out. Lamborghini came out because the owner of Lamborghini used to just make tractors. That's it. Tractor Lamborghinis. Look it up. And he bought a Ferrari. When he bought a Ferrari, this man isn't a sports car maker or anything like that, but he was a mechanical guy. Engines and all that stuff, that was his thing. So when he bought a Ferrari, he took it apart, found issues he didn't like, and tried talking to Ferrari. The owner shrugged them off like, dude, you're some tractor guy. We make sports cars. What are you over here trying to tell me?
Yep.
That pissed him off so much, he made Lamborghini. And in the following 2 or 3 years, he made a freaking sports car. In this day and age, Lamborghini versus Ferrari are line in line as to what you think of luxury when you think of freaking high sports cars.
Absolutely.
And it all started with a tractor guy that was just trying to, like, hey, listen, your cars are great. I think you could do this, this, and this, and it'll be better. And the guy's like shrugging him off. That was enough. That was all the fuel. And we should do that. Like, he fuels me in the right way.
Yep.
Not in a negative aspect, but I'm like, fuck, he's right. I need to do that.
I'm also not afraid to tell him what, because he knows, bro. I'll tell him, bro, you have kids, you have a responsibility. You need to get off your ass, stop crying to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and he knows it. And it's that kind of tough love shit too, bro. Because like at the end
It
of the
helps,
day,
man.
I want to see everybody do better, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
he said that to me since day one without even knowing me. When he said that to me, I was like, like, this guy's fucking awesome.
Think about it, too. There's 15 million people in Florida.
So
yeah,
Right? 200 jobs last year. That's all it takes.
that's all
That's all it takes.
that's not even a lot.
That's not even a lot.
There's plenty.
And look how much money I made off of that.
Exactly.
That's crazy,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
that happens when you maximize every fucking person that comes to you.
Absolutely.
And a lot of these guys are also, they buy into this fucking fallacy that like the going rate in the area is this, so I could only be around there. Bullshit. Bro, I turned pricing up. Doubled pricing overnight. Like, I've done that shit before.
Yeah.
And it works.
You can.
Like, bro, at the end of the day, as long as you're effective at communicating your product and why it matters to the customer, that's it. Not vice versa. You know, after they tell you, like, their needs and wants, after you give them the price, you already lost it. Before you give them the number, you need to understand what their concerns are, what the outcome needs to look like for them, the bad experience that they had before, and you need to tailor your product to their problem. And then you're selling them the solution instead of just a service. That's why people go with higher end companies to begin with.
Yeah. And if anybody's doing anything other than a tub, or if I'm doing additives, I try to get them on the phone.
Yep.
You know, and if
Yes.
yeah, because I can talk to somebody in text. I have it verbatim how I can talk to them about a tub. But once it's talking about other things, and you're mixing up multi-stones or colors, or now they have to rip out this caulk and now I add a price to the thing, you know. So talking to them on the phone, they understand, they trust you more, you build a rapport.
And they're feeling you out, too.
They're feeling you out
They're feeling you out, and they're, okay, this guy doesn't sound like a sleazy salesman. This guy actually sounds like he's trying to get to the root of the problem.
And
Help
we
the
talked
customer.
Yep.
Exactly. And we talked about this too, is getting people on the phone. Like, a lot of people, remember in the group that day, they were saying that, like, oh, you know, if you put your price out there, people are not going to call you because they already know. It's like the wrong kind of people aren't going to call me.
Yep. Yeah.
The $200 guy that I spent 15 minutes trying to provide value to on the phone, and then he hits me with his budget after we talked to price. And then they're like, well, you know, you should talk price before. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you
need
don't.
to, you cannot sell a solution if you don't know the problems.
No, and if you're doing a tub for somebody that's budget's only $200, they're most likely going to call you back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're going to give
headaches.
you some issue.
They're headaches. It almost comes with some psychology behind it.
I told Carlos this before. If you were down to your last $200, like, again, put yourself in the customer's position. If you were down to your last $200 and got a tub done and it wasn't absolutely perfect, it hurts you more than the guy who has $500 to spend on a tub.
Yep.
Like, it just does. It's context.
I've dealt with people that have no problem paying what you're asking them, even with issues, and they're like, well, that's all right. I've dealt with cheap people that they'll bring up issues that to me are not issues, and those are the worst people.
And they also live in crack houses too, bro.
And yeah, man, like, raise up your clientele. Please start to work towards people that are paying what you want. Stop settling with the cheap people. I promise you. It's headaches. I've dealt with that, man.
Unless you love that. If you like that, look.
If you like headaches, please continue to lower
also,
your prices.
bro, look. I'm not opposed to there being budget refinishing companies. They will always
We all got to
exist.
start somewhere.
Exactly. But I don't give a fuck what anybody says. As much as these people want to believe it, we all want the premium customer.
Makes me look better when they're doing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, if somebody said, I'll give you $1,000 to go do a tub, you're flying over there and you're happy. You have a smile on your fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot of these guys pretend like, I'm cool with where I'm at. Everybody wants to get better. If you don't want to get better, I don't know, bro. Like, I think everybody wants to progress. That's
Everyone wants to escalate,
that's a
yeah.
fucking human trait.
Yes.
It is, but, you know, staying in, in one spot tends to be the more common thing.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
because everybody wants more, but not everybody is willing to fucking put in the work to get
push
there.
is
And
smart,
that's the difference, unfortunately, you know?
And you know what that takes? Networking. What we're doing right now. Like literally sitting, we're all comparing each other as far as our techniques, our sales, our plans for the future. And it's just like, damn, that's a good, I'm going to apply that.
Well, you know, like, and it's also making the most of your fucking time and trying to, like what you're doing, you're planning for the fucking future.
Yep.
A lot of these guys, you know, how many times do we see in the groups? I've been doing this for 25 or 30 years, bro. The fact that these people have been doing this shit since before I was born, or the exact time frame in which I was born, and I'm over here outdoing them, it should be embarrassing.
It should make them mad.
If it was the other way around, I'd be embarrassed. Yeah. But they'll tell you, oh, you know, I'm cool with just being a one-man show, and I'll just do a tub 3 days a week, semi-retired until I'm fucking 85. It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but that's not what I want in my 60s.
Nope, and every excuse they're giving you is fear-based.
I think so.
Exactly.
You know, they'll tell you, oh, I've tried hiring people and they all suck. It's like, well, you know.
You know what your fear should be? Your fear should be that if you're married and you have kids and you're a one-man team and you get hurt, congratulations, you can no longer make money. You have to sit there, hurt, and not make any money.
Anything happens.
That's my biggest fear. Yeah. That's why this year I know for a fact I'm going to be hiring people because I'm done with the technicality. Yes, I'll still be teaching. Absolutely, I have to, and I do love teaching. I really do. It's like my passion. But I don't want to be in the field anymore. My job needs to be administration, doing my taxes, doing estimates, and making sure that my guys are fed.
And how do you know that guy's not going to be a better sprayer than you? How do you know?
I don't care.
You don't know though. But if he is, guess what? Now you get to build a brand the way you exactly want to.
Well, there was some.
You utilize that.
Yes.
You utilize that to the company's advantage. Absolutely, and also take care of your sprayers, please.
Yeah.
Take care of
your guys in general.
Yes.
Because look, a lot of people. That's a very good point you brought up. There was a whole discussion in the group. Somebody put up a post that was controversial about technicians and stuff, and somebody in there threw in like, yeah, well, the way I sell people, no disrespect to him, this is just what he said. Well, the way I sell people is I tell them that I'm the owner and I do the work, and they love the fact that the owner is doing the work because I care more than just any old employee. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess, although the way I see it is if I really cared about the work and, you know, giving as much customers the best service possible and scaling, you know, that's how you serve more people and how you help more people.
Train your guys right.
I would be training guys right. Absolutely. I would be building the fucking brand, and I would be trying to expand. Absolutely. Like, you know, at the end of the day, if the company does not live past you, let's say anything could happen. If I die tomorrow, this thing keeps going.
Yep.
I offer a lifetime warranty. Let's say you offer a 10-year warranty. Bro, if you're 70 or if you're in your 60s, like, you're lying to people, bro. Yeah. Like, unless you're planning to just be there forever, in which case, cool retirement plan.
Oh, that's bad. 60 years old, like maybe 5 years.
Bro, there's a bunch of 60-year-olds in these groups. Older guys, 50s, 60s.
Yep.
And like, bro, much love to them, bro. Like, they did the thing, bro, and they do it high quality. They do it good, but they never took that leap. And like, now they're in their old age, and some of them are trying to sell their companies to other refinishers.
There's no hate to you guys in any way.
What are you selling? What are you selling if you don't have somebody working for it?
No, you're good. You're good. That's exactly right. Guys, we love you guys. You guys are the old timers, and because of you guys, we've learned a lot from you guys. But you guys also have to learn a lot from us. You have to keep up with the times. Something I wasn't doing was keeping up with the times. When you keep up with the times, you should be evolving. You shouldn't have that mentality of, oh, okay, well, in the 80s, I was, you know, doing this, that, and the third. It's like, dude, it's not the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I'm 36 years old. You have 36-year-old mentality. You need to be in 2024, and that's why a lot of young guys are coming over here, and they're fucking sleep right under you. They're taking all your work from right under you because you think it's still 1985. It's not. Like, please,
and
get your games into today.
They sell themselves short with what they're charging, the way they're running their businesses and stuff. It's like, you know, the way I see it, and I watch a guy on YouTube. His name's Tom Reaper. He has a thing called the Contractor Fight, a YouTube channel, and he talks all the time. He's like, look, a lot of you guys are comfortable being one-man shows. If you're comfortable with that, that's fine. But if you have a wife and kids, you're stealing money from your family.
Yep.
That's what you're fucking doing.
Yes.
Because if you know that you can turn shit around and be better, and you're actively not doing it, then like you're kind of a shitty man, bro. Like let's be 100. Like if you know all it takes is for me to do an extra couple steps to be at another level, and you're actively not doing it, you're kind of a dickhead, bro.
Exactly.
But it's okay. Like, that's fine if you guys really are about that. Like, some of these guys are just old single dudes, whatever. If you don't want to push to the next level, I get it. You guys did your time. But if you ever have or have had those ambitions, and you know that all it takes is a little bit of effort, but you're too busy watching fucking Netflix, bro, like, that's on you, but you're fucking up.
Bro, I've made it a point. I don't game anymore. I don't like to watch TV shows anymore. When I'm at home, I'm on my phone. But, like, I have a family, so I also need to schedule that correctly. But lately, my goals have always been hurry up and go home to your family. Like, that's all when I'm working, I'm like, hurry the fuck up. Hurry up and go home to your family. Hurry up and go home to your family. Hurry up and, like, I'm literally just repeating myself.
So you became a better
Exactly.
person, by the way, when you realized being selfish was no longer for you. And when you realize the only way you're going to grow is to help other people.
Exactly.
Or to show love to other people without expecting a return.
Exactly. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. And that comes from building a family.
Absolutely.
And just picking up behind them because you know that they can't do that themselves. So once you're in a predicament like that or a situation like that, I'm not going to say predicament, that sounds wrong. When you're in a situation like that, you truly... You know how you said the whole, like, when you're backed up in a corner, that's when you really know who you are? Okay, yeah. Well, when you are backed up in a corner and then you realize who you are and then you realize this isn't how I want to be, that's when you really start planning on your inner self. And
that's like my whole point with these. You know, I know some of the people are going to see parts of this and maybe get offended, but, like, you, Carlos, if you drop dead tomorrow and the business isn't where you want it to be, that's fucked up.
Yes.
Because you have people relying on you.
Exactly.
Like one of the
harshest realities, by the way.
Yeah, bro.
And this is to everybody.
By you actively not bettering your situation, you are being selfish.
Exactly.
And, like, there's other people relying on you, especially if you have, you know, kids and a family, a wife, and all that stuff. Like, you should be looking for the next thing to where this thing outlives you, so you don't have to worry. Also, you owe it to your fucking guys, because these are the ones that have to pick up the pieces. If something happens to your ass and you never fucking did anything to where it could run on its own, now they're out of a job now, and then they put on all this tenure so you could live a good life. It's fucked up. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of people think, like, because we're growing a company bigger that we're greedy and they're doing a low quality job and just doing more jobs, and that these people are fucked up. And it's like, bro, all we're doing is trying to help more people. Yep. Like, it's possible to deliver quality and scale and do all these things.
You're helping the employees too. You're giving them a job.
Dude,
and a real career that pays well.
Exactly.
Very well.
Not only, like, Bathtub Guys. I'm going to use them as an example. Dude, they pay their guys well. Not only that, he like bought one of his guys a PlayStation 5 because he wanted it. He bought another one Disney tickets because he has a family and kids, and he took.
They're always asking,
like, bro. There's incentives that a lot of people like to, like, hide. Like, oh, okay, if a company's making $1.2 million in a year, they must be greedy. It's like, you really don't understand how businesses work. You really don't.
Yeah, we took them all out to dinner. We fucking are constantly telling them, like, hey, you know, like, we're going to give you a bonus for this. I give them incentives to do their fucking regular job. Yeah. Like, you know, those are things, but, you know, that shit comes from...
He's had guys quit that are begging to come back.
Yeah.
Straight up. He's like, yo, I thought I could go somewhere else and make more money.
Or do it myself.
Or do it myself. Turns out I can't. It's like, dude, like, come on, man. And that's okay, because I'd like to say we've all been there in one time in our lives where, like, we thought going over here was going to get us ahead, and it turned out it didn't. It's realizing when you're wrong, admitting when you're wrong, and you know, and apologizing to people. That's what helps you grow as a person also. So, like, don't be afraid of, like, if you've made a mistake, please, guys, own up to it. So it's a part of growth.
Last year, after the new year and stuff, you know, we like, you know, gave the guys a bonus and stuff, but it wasn't as much as we usually do because we were waiting on a fucking account to pay us. We decided, like, once we got paid, like, let's do a little employee appreciation thing. It was the middle of March. And I went, Ralph, one of my best techs, still on his PS4, always talking about, eventually I'm going to save up and get a PS5.
Yeah, bro.
Bought him the PS5. We got Damon, and he's no longer with us here. Like, he moved on, but like, we got him tickets for him and his family to go to Disney. 3-day tickets.
Yeah, bro.
They
that's
can go.
Not cheap.
That's not. And for him and his kids, and they, you know, I paid him the 3 days he also took off.
The PlayStation 5 when it came out was like $1,000. People were paying over,
Yeah,
and like
they were
that's not
paying
cheap
over.
either.
Probably more expensive.
Exactly.
And then I got one of my other ones who's like just a prep tech, but even he's part of the fucking team. I got him Magic tickets to a game that I heard he wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So like I was listening in and I bought him the tickets for him and his cousin.
Guys,
And-
if that doesn't prove to you that it matters for you to take care of your employees, please continue to do what you're doing, and I hope the best for you.
But it's also context, bro. You listen to their wants and their needs, and like it's no different than when you're dealing with a customer.
With a client, yep.
You were talking about before he got here. We were talking about like having that good culture, and it comes from that too. Look, like you need when you're talking to people, you need to realize that there's different kinds of people, right? You're gonna meet people who don't fit the company culture, and what you don't want is for them to become a cancer and it's spread.
Yep.
But when you have those people that are good, you reward them. You listen in on what their wants are, their needs are. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? People, they hate that question, but it's like, bro, if you tell me you just want to be a laborer forever, fine. But if you tell me you have goals and aspirations to grow bigger in a company, like I could start measuring that into maybe putting you in a supervisor position, or something like that.
Where do you fit?
Exactly. And if you're saying that, but what you're doing isn't matching that, then I can come in and be like, look, bro, you told me you want this, but if you can't handle this, you're never going to get to that point.
Yeah, you're using their own aspirations against them at that point, and by doing that, it's actually a good thing.
It's to help grow them.
Exactly. You're doing that because then they're gonna like, damn, I did say that, and I do want that. It's like, so you got to put people on check. People need to be on check. People take that so negatively. It shouldn't be negative. We should all be reminded, and my wife reminds me all the time of my mistakes all the time, and it's like, fuck, you're right, babe. Let me go ahead and do that. Like,
well, and one of the biggest things, man, is just like I said before, but I want to kind of reiterate it, bro. Just don't let the negative ones stay around too long, bro. I've had situations. I had a tech named Gene. Nobody liked working with him. And, like, he was not a bad guy. It's just...
Technical, he was 100%.
He didn't like the work, bro. That's what it was. He was good at it. Too good. Like, disgustingly good. But he just didn't like doing the work.
Interesting. It usually never works like that in the refinishing business.
Right.
And he...
I think he was just bored in life, probably.
Yeah. Well, he plays fucking Final Fantasy 14 hours a day, and that's all he ever wanted to talk about and do.
Happened.
And so, like, it was, it was crazy. But anyway, like, he was so good technically that we kept him around longer. And what would happen was all the guys would just... They would be getting upset at us because we weren't doing anything about him and his negative fucking attitude.
So he was bringing the aura around.
Once we cut that
aura
out, bro, we cut that out and it was all smiles, bro. The guys were laughing, having a good time. Like, it was different, bro. It just felt better.
It happens.
And every now and then you're going to get someone who's skilled, but the things outside of work and stuff, they bring it in.
Okay.
And those people, bro, it does not matter how much you think you need them. Like, unless it's like you're in the middle of a really important project, put up with it. But as soon as you can, cut it out, bro. Because culture keeps people here long term, bro.
Yep.
They will keep them with you. They're going to be happy. And you're not going to have these other people like putting in negativity in their head, bro. People have their own problems at home, bro. They don't need work problems too. Yep. Like, we all have issues.
Do you guys meet up every single morning?
Every morning they come to the shop. They load up. Let's touch base a little bit. We're 38 minutes in here. We'll talk more about that stuff on. Let's do another one.
Okay.
I try not to keep them too long because people complain about that. So I'm gonna
usually like 3 episodes at 40 is pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pick it up on the next one. All right.
Sounds good.
You've been listening to the Bathtub Refinishing Podcast. If you liked what you heard, be sure to keep up with the Bathtub Guys on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or visit BathTubGuys.com for more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.